I'm looking at a 380 call, you guys. All right, ready? Finger on the trigger. I'm in. I'm in right here. Let's go. Let's get that rule of eights out the way. There we go, right there. Rule of eights accomplished. Okay, we coming up. Everybody in here got a piece of that? All right, yeah, you guys get it. Get your money, man. All right, I'm dropping two right here. Rule of eights in effect, baby. I got these two runners right here. Uh-huh. Okay, so today is Friday, the 24th of February. It's been about a month. And last week I wasn't able to trade. A few problems with the account. And then on Monday, we didn't trade this week because it was some kind of bank day, President's Day, something. Forgive me, but I don't really remember. I just know we didn't have to trade. So Tuesday, I believe I went over that. Wednesday, I believe I went over that. So at least Thursday and today, Friday. So yesterday, Thursday, I started the day off with, I believe, 27.92. And I took a few trades, nothing major. I took 5 contracts on the Apple. I sold 4 at my rule of eights number. I left 1 runner in. I got in at 149. I got out for about a little bit, close to $2. And then I sold the last runner for 156, which netted me about $156, somewhere in there, which was okay. Then I turned around and I took another contract. Let me explain something. So I was up to the 156 or whatever, right? Then I turned around and here I go doing bonehead moves again. I took 10 Apple puts, 148 puts at $1.40. Okay. When I took these, I was for sure thinking this thing's going to shoot up. It shot up to about $270. Could have scalped it real quick, man. Like, I literally could have got out of it like 5 minutes after I entered it. I was up to $270. I could have been done with my week, could have been done with my day, but no. They went parabolic on me. And let me see, what time was that? I took those 10 at yesterday. That was 8:43 a.m. So that was, let me see, right up in, let me see, 8:43, I believe it says on my financials here. Let's see. Yep, 8:43, bought 10 Apple weeklies, 24th of February, 148 put at $1.40. Okay. So this gets a little interesting here. So I took them right here. Right about here. Like I said, I could have got out with like 270, man. I was like 270, then, I made like 170, 100 something the day before. That seems like it's about $400 to me. But you know me, I have to try to make a little extra, right? Could have been done with the small account for the day. Hell, for that matter, the week was already at my goal. See, one thing about me, this is what I do. And it's kind of a problem because it gets in my way sometimes like this. I'll get in and out the gate, like my big account today out the gate, literally 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes into the day at 6:33, 6:34 this morning, my account was already up like 7. Apple, IWM, and what was it? No, I'm sorry, Tesla. IWM, and NVDA. Before the market even opened, I took 3 plays on there. Each one took multiple contracts, and they all panned out within the first minute. I didn't do limits. I did market orders. Came into the market. Boom, boom, boom. They jumped in. Literally the first minute they filled, and I put sales on them. I kind of did the spike strategy because I seen them bouncing when they opened. So I kind of did the spike strategy that I explained in another video. What I do like on CPI days, or when the Fed speaks, and CPR and GPR and all that crap. You know how I feel about that. So anyway, I kind of did that strategy, right? And I was able to make a really good play out of it today. You know, so I went ahead and I did that, came up. You know, so I use house money over whatever my goal is for the day. When I make money beyond it, that's like me having house money, and I go ahead and I take that and I try to make extra money with that. Try to double it, triple it, quadruple it, whatever, right? So that's my thinking with the small account also. So since I made the money so quick, I was like, oh, I'm gonna just go ahead, and I still got cash here, you know, like a couple grand here to play with. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and jump in something else. And I was watching Apple, and Apple's playing along here. I could have got out here, took the 270, but yet nope, I didn't. Could have been done, but this thing rides on, right? And I'm thinking, I see it dropping. Kind of got this baseline here, but yet it continues to rise. And what's tripping me out is I am under the 148 put. I'm down to like 147 something, and it's going down, but my contract's like, the numbers are like kind of not moving. So I'm like, you know, as I'm in here, so I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna just stay in it. Right about here, I seen the lines, the EMA start to cross, seeing it kind of bouncing off this baseline, and I'm thinking, this thing keeps getting bought up because, you know, the pressures are showing me where it's getting bought up, where it wants to drop, but yet it keeps getting bought up. So I'm like, it's gonna drop. And, you know, I took right back there, right here, 43 after. That's what I meant to mark. Right here, 43 after. I took that Apple. I took 10 contracts there. Like I said, could have got out here with like 270, sorry, but I didn't. This thing turns around. I'm talking through it, you know, and I literally just said, you know, it's going to drop. I trust it to drop. I trust my analysis. And I didn't want to get analysis paralysis there. So I was like, you know, let me just stop and let me trust the process here. Seen pressures, I kept seeing these buy ups. Every time I wanted to drop, it would drop and buy down through the sell pressures. And all the pressures were coming across in one lane, which made me say, you know, this thing is going to drop like a rock. But yet it didn't. It got here. And then once I got like back here, I was like, oh man. Came up. I was like, oh crap, I'm behind. Came back down, and I seen this run up, right? So I thought to myself, what do? Do I get out of this and I lose like $400, and then I have to come back and start the account over because I really feel like this thing's gonna fall, and I feel like it's artificially being held up. Well, I was like, what can I do, man? I don't want to lose all that money. Then I have to come back from behind again. So at 1042, right around here, where's that? 1040, let me see. 1042, right there. Okay. I realized that this thing, it was getting beyond me getting out and not losing a lot of money. Right here, I literally was like $200 behind in the contract that quick, right? Not even that much of a move either. So I was like, I'm thinking this thing is going to break up. I've seen a buy right here. I've seen the breakup out of another consolidation box. I've seen the continuation on top of the 5, seen the wick up. And so when I got up here, I waited till it pulled back, and I seen it bounce off this 5 EMA, and I dove in right here, and I thought I was buying 10 contracts and jumping in at a 148 call, but I only got one. Yeah, go figure, right? So with that one contract, I let that thing ride up, dip back, ride up, and let me see, at about 12:55, right before the market closed, let me see, I let that one contract ride up as I was losing money on the 10 that were literally falling back so fast, right? 12:55, I was like, I know this thing's gonna fall. I seen the down pattern, I seen the buy ups, and then when they parabolic this thing up, I was like, that is so fake, man. The open interest contracts, everything didn't look right. I was like, this is fake, man. And this is the reason why I kind of don't trust volume, you guys, because you'll be in an option and then the market makers will buy up just regular stock. And I seen these parabolics and I was like, that's not retail. We know we don't move the market like that. That's them trying to pull everybody out of those puts. Kept trying to go back, and I think people were just like, nope, I'm going to hold, I'm going to hold, I'm going to hold. And we ended up pulling back all the way up here to 149.92 from 147.25. So like, what is that, like $2 plus, almost $3? That's a crazy ass pullback. Nevertheless, I let that one ride up. I almost was going to cash out here on it, but I was like, if I cash out there, I'm still going to be losing money. So I'm going to get out the last possible moment before the end of the day. That was my thing, right? I got in at 109 on that 148 call right here, and I rode that thing all the way back till 12:55. Now at 12:55 on the 10 contracts, I was down about 940 something, or 963 or 985. I was down $950 plus. Wasn't freaking out though, because I was thinking it's coming down. And this is a contract, it wasn't 0 DTE, expires tomorrow, which would be Friday, which is today. That's what I was thinking yesterday. So right at the last moment, 12:55 right here. Where we at? Right there. Okay. I got out of that call. And when I got out of that call, I could have got out like at 190. I could have got out like at 200 somewhere back here. And I was like, shit, I should have got out there. But I'm looking at it, still like at 182. So I jump out, and that's $182 that didn't get taken there. So really on the P&L for the day, it was like $600 that it was showing there because of that, because I rode that back and I rode that pullback, right? So, and on top of that, I was going to buy a call earlier, and my dumbass ended up buying another put. So I had 11 puts, right? And I'm looking at the contract, like I said, I was down 950 plus. I didn't panic because I said it'll come down tomorrow. I got one more day on this thing. And just because the crazy buy-ups and the parabolics I seen, I was like, man, they're full of it. It's coming down. And I know it is because everybody probably jumped out of their damn put once it got up here and once we kind of came full circle here, but it did not come back and break this high. So that was another thing, right? And then once we got here, the sell pressure started building and building and wouldn't let it pass a certain level, which came up to here. And we still didn't pass it high. And down here when it started parabolicing up, I was thinking we're going to the top of pre-market, but yet we didn't. So I scroll out, I look, and I'm like, man, we're in a down pattern. Even though you got to go back a ways to see it, we're in a down pattern, man. So I'm gonna just trust myself. So I come in this morning after I sell right there on that call. I get up and I start doing my chart TA for the morning to try to see what I think's going up, and what's going to pop in the morning, what's going to go down, or what have you, and all that stuff, right? And I woke up to looking at my chart, and for some reason, my chart it didn't tell me what the pre-market was. I was like, man, what the hell? So I was like, I'm not going to worry about it. I think it fell, right? And then I start looking at the chart, and I come back a little later. I'm looking at it, and then I see down to, it was at like I want to say 149 something, yeah, when we came out of here. So I come in this morning, I look at it, and it wasn't telling me, then I look at it again right about here somewhere, and I see 147. Yeah, I seen like 147.16 or somewhere in there. And I was like, yes. But then I was like, damn, how much did the delta ate me up? And I was like, well, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to see it working out. Kind of did my TA on it, and I said, all right. Then it made this line here, and I seen it ride up, and I started to get a little like, shit, man, I hope it doesn't pop in and we just pop up from there. But I went back and looked and assured myself, I was like, man, it's in a downward motion again. So, let me just be calm about this. And literally, when the market opened, I had those other plays that were already set in, but I had sales on those guys. If you watch the TikTok and the plays of the day and all that stuff, those guys ran up, and I seen my P&L just shoot up, bam, on the big account. The small account, I'm like, shit, and then boom, I seen my P&L jump up to like $1,300, so quick. And I said, oh, okay, cool, right? But you got to remember, I was already down like 900 some bucks, right? So I'm not going to get all that, but I looked and I seen like 1,300. So first I said, it's probably going to fall some more. So I got a little greedy, and I said, let me go ahead and enact the rule of eights. When I get the rule of eights in there, maybe I can ride 2 148 put contracts down, maybe go 100% on those, maybe even 150 somewhere in there, because I think it's going to fall down through the gap. And then I look and I'm like, man, there's not much left on the gap, but it's running, and it runs real fast through it. Bam, bam, bam. And now it's down below the gap right about here. And I look back after I sold 9, right? And my rule of eights number. Oh, excuse me. Then I got 2 runners. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just cash these out and stop playing, man, before this thing pulls back on me. And then I got to wait it out. Didn't want to go through that again, which seemed like forever. Look at me. I'm way over here, and I'm looking at my financials, and it says that I sold those 2 runners at 636. So I'm thinking I'm way down here. Look at that. So, okay, 636. So I didn't waste no time. After being down like that, and then I was thinking small account, nah, let me get rid of this. That's what it was. I seen this here. So before the account got a chance to run up or run down, 636 right here, I cashed those 2 runners in. And I was like, forget it. I look at my P&L for the day. It's at like 1194.50. Okay. So then you got to think, I only need like 250 for the day, for the week, to have my goal for the week met, right? So when I left out of here, I'm just gonna say, let's say 1194, right? 0.50 minus $955. I know I was at least $955 down. So what is that? That's $239. I got my money back from that 148 Apple put I took yesterday, and I could have made more here if I'd have let it run. But I figured, you know what? It's almost going to be at the end of the gap. The hell with it, man. Like, I could have held to way down here. But I just didn't feel like letting that thing ride back, and I didn't make my profit for the week. So when I took those 9 off the table, that pretty much gave me all my money back. It gave me everything back I lost. And then I had, what, $239.50 profit. That puts me at 300 and let me see, $390.50. So I'm short of my goal, $9.50 for the week on a small account. But I look over and I see now my ending balance is $3,035.30 or something. So, yeah, 37 cents looking at my financials. So, what am I going to do, man? Am I going to, and I still had like a few grand to play with. But what am I going to do, literally? Am I going to be mad I didn't make that last $9.50? Or I'm going to say, oh, that's a wrap. And you know what I did? I followed my rules and I said, that's a wrap. In my Discord, I tell people all the time, if you get close to your goal or you reach your goal, get out. If your goal is $300 and you make $280, shut it down for the day, man. Paper trade after that, or walk away, go enjoy your day, right? So that was a small account flip for this week. I'm over 3 G's now. Hopefully I don't do nothing dumb next week, and we just keep building this thing. My goal is 400 a week, basically. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If I trade all 5 days in a small account, I'm looking at $80 gold per day. And I want to have that for a couple grand before I go up on my goal, right? So if I trade Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I don't trade Monday, then I got to make $100 a day. Or if I make $400 before the end of the week, I can just not trade it, and just be good until the next week. I have to stick to my goals. I have to stick to my rules, and I have to stick to my regimen. And that's the only way that I could keep stacking. And if I stop thinking with the house money mind, as far as, okay, this is house money, I could play with it and just let that money stack, I probably would be somewhere around another 1,200, another grand to 11 to 1,200 maybe in the account, because I screwed off a lot of money making it really quick in the beginning, and then later I'm like looking for a cheap play or something, and it goes wrong on me because I'm playing the big account and the small account and all that stuff. But I'm right on target for where I want to be. I'm not counting last week because of problems, but I'm right on target for where I want to be. And that's the whole point, is to show you guys that you can flip a small account. And now I don't know about all these other guys on YouTube that are showing you they're taking $100 and making, $5,000 and all this crap. They're taking a one option trade and they're letting it ride all day through the pullbacks and all that. Yeah, I don't know about all that. Don't ask me about all that. All I know is about how I do it. Not knocking anybody, but this is how I do it. I've done it and I've done it and I've done it. And I've flipped small accounts into huge accounts. And I've been in house money a long time. Okay? So this is how I do it, guys. And thank you, and tune in next week to see where I'm at, all right?